Well, hello, my fabulous friends. Hope you're doing well. I have a very special series for you. I'm currently writing the May magazine, and if those of you who read the magazine, you know I write it in a Victorian, there's a certain je ne sais quoi steampunk Victorian vibe to it. And I have to go deep into that persona of Madame Fortuna. And And I've been reading, I thought, why don't I do a reading as if we are back in those misty parlors of the turn of the 20th century, of the Gilded Age, of the Victorian Age. And you'd come into someone's parlor and it would be lit by candles, and they'd have a crystal ball and bring out their cards and do seances and whatnot. So I'm going to try and recreate that for you. So we're going to go back to the time of King Edward VII. And I've always had a fascination with him because my very first elementary school is King Edward School in Calgary. And I don't know, just really, it's a grand old sandstone building, and it was named in his honor. And I've just always had a fascination with him. Well, as I became an adult, I discovered he was quite the scoundrel. And he actually had over 100 mistresses that they know of. And he even had a special chair made for him for his sexual encounters as he got older and heavier. And it's kind of interesting. It only takes you a moment to figure out what's going on. And anyways, so in that regard, we're going to go back into Victorian times. I'm going to use the Victorian Romantic Tarot because we are going to ask, did he have any illegitimate children? And I hate that term, so I'm going to call them hidden heirs. And I don't mean like women have on their chin. I'm talking about hidden heirs and forbidden bloodlines. All right? So let's go back to that ancient parlor. Let's pick 1902, a very interesting year. King Edward's on the throne. Did you know Queen Victoria blamed King Edward? Well, they called him Bertie. He was their firstborn son, obviously. They had a girl first, so she wasn't allowed to be queen. They called him Bertie. And Queen Victoria blamed him for Albert's death, that his misadventures caused it somehow. They knew he was a scoundrel, and Queen Victoria had a really difficult relationship with him. So let's go back in time. Welcome, seekers of secrets. Tonight we step beyond the gilded gates of history into forgotten corridors of power. Hidden within the royal bloodlines lie mysteries that were never meant to be uncovered. Lost heirs, erased destinies, and the quiet pulse of forbidden truths. Throughout the ancient art of tarot, we shall peel back the veils and listen to the whispers of the past and warnings of the future. Prepare yourself. The crown's true story may not be the one you are told. Part 1, Hidden Bloodlines. Shall we begin? The hidden seed, the veil, the guardian, legacy left behind, the key to revelation. Whisper to us the current fate of the forgotten blood, the underlying, the devil in reverse. Wow. Okay, the hidden seed. Reveal to us the secret soul that was born of royal blood, yet erased from history. Five of Swords in reverse. I'm going to say there's five of them. Also, this would tell me this person became a bully, just probably like his father. He probably was a schoolyard bully. Five of Swords in reverse is just you bully your way through life, but you don't win. You don't win. You're not a winning bully as much as the dictator, the emperor, or the king in reverse, or even the sword in reverse. You're a bully who loses all the time. And people don't like you because you're a bully. They don't listen to you. They don't respect you. So this person may have known they had royal blood, and so they bullied people on the schoolyard. You have to remember, this person is no longer with us. Would have been born, 125 years ago, but grew up somewhat of a bully. The veil. What veil was cast to shroud their existence from the world's eyes? Queen of Pentacles in reverse. Well, that would be their mother. Or, hear me out, could this be Queen Elizabeth? She knew of this child, or this would have been an adult at that point where she became queen, and in 1952. This person would have been in their early 50s. So the veil that was cast was actually Queen Elizabeth, her becoming queen, and then nobody questioned it. Ho, 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 ho. Interesting. The guardian. Who or what guarded this forbidden lineage across the sands of time? Knight of Swords. So we did have somebody. So this is military. This is military. Somebody in the military. Who or what guarded this forbidden lineage across the sands of time? I'm going to say that they kept a careful watch. I'm going to say he had 5 illegitimate children, but one specifically could have been louder than the others. Perhaps the mother told them who their real father was, and they actually had a military member. And we have to remember, Knight of Swords is Knight of Words. So this would be somebody who would make sure they were holding up their end of the bargain. And, I mean, I'm not sure they had NDAs back then, but perhaps there were other kinds of threats, right? I'm almost getting, this being a female, I'm almost getting that if you continue to say something, we will hurt your mother or your wife. Listen, that's the way it was back then. Don't shoot the messenger. Just because we don't do things this way 125 years later doesn't mean they didn't do things that way 125 years ago, even 100 years ago. You have to remember there was like war times going on. There was a lot of things. There was 2 world wars, or 2 wars. There were, or perhaps they sent him to the military. Somehow the military kept it secret because words here. So perhaps they sent him, maybe they put him in the military, and and that's a way that they watched him. They were aware of him, absolutely. And perhaps because he was somewhat of a bully, they thought, perfect, you're going to go in the military. It might have been too young for World War One. Well, it depends. I mean, King Edward was from, I think, 1901, 19. Anyways, you could have had a lot of children born in the late 1800s. So did he go to war, World War One? Could be. The legacy left behind. Though hidden, what legacy stirs in the bloodlines of today? Seven of Swords in reverse. Look at all the swords. I'm going to say that they are, the legacy is that they are much more careful, right? Seven of Swords is somebody takes something from you. In reverse is that they return it back to you, or you get, so for example, because it's swords, it's words. So somebody takes your self-confidence from you. Maybe they tell you, you're stupid, or you're ugly, or you don't know how to do anything right, and they steal your self-confidence from you. And then not necessarily them, somebody else says, "Oh my God, you're so beautiful," or "Oh, you did that perfectly," or they give you a real pat on the back, and your self-confidence comes back. So there's something here. What legacy is, I think they have tightened things up so much, and they know so much more, that they are now more confident, that now they have NDAs, now they have a different network of watching. Don't you think he's the last one with illegitimate children? They are everywhere. Trust me. They're human. Everybody, everybody puts them on a pedestal after they die, but while they're living, they're human with real human urges, and so now they're much more careful. They've increased their ability for somebody to attack them. They've firewalled. That's the word I'm looking for. That's a modern world word. They kind of firewalled themselves now. They have, MI6 around the world, and things have just changed. So that's what they've done, is they've brought back their confidence that their secrets are going to be their secrets. All right. The key to revelation. Through what key shall the hidden truth be unlocked? Seven of Cups. Illusion, confusion. Look at the sevens. How will it be unlocked? By us looking at choices. You know what? This guy's fishing. By us fishing for the information, by us questioning all the choices that we're given, by illusion, confusion. But remember, whisper to us the current fate of the forgotten blood, the devil. So who's creating a lot of trouble? Who's creating a lot of trouble? I have the Oracle card here, the beloved dead. Let's see if we can get a message from this person, because obviously this person is past. Okay. Creativity. So this person was quite creative. Quite creative. They say that a lot of these illegitimate children actually rise up the ranks and become somebody. Like, there's a lot of innuendo that Bill Clinton was a famous person's illegitimate son, for example. They're just given special favors and pushed forward. This person was very creative. I'm getting they lived a long time. Maybe a songwriter, piano player. Because remember, back then, that would have been, a legitimate career. Also, a lot of his lovers were famous actresses and performers. He'd go to see a performance, and he'd find somebody, a beautiful ballet dancer, for example, and he would send his minions to go get them for her. And of course, a lot of those women were quite flattered. So if they were very creative, artistic dancers, singers, actresses, that would have been the environment that this person grew up in. So I think that's a pretty big clue who it is. So this 7 of Cups, I'm getting we will never know. Um, because there's just so much illusion and confusion around them. But look, the Devil, we're still stuck with them somehow. We're still stuck with them somehow. They'll always have that royal blood. Hmm. All right. So that's part 1. And I gave you a teaser here. Who is this? Part 2, we're going to suss out to see if some of this royal blood is still around. And I have a feeling it is with this Devil here in reverse. I have a feeling this person went on to create even more people, and those people would have the royal bloodline in them. And therefore, where are they now? All right. Well, what do you think of this? I thought it's kind of fun. We're in a seance parlor.